Saturday night college basketball doubleheader getting ready to get started. WSC-South action as the College of the Canyons Cougars taking on the West LA College Wildcats. Hi everybody, I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you along as we get set for more college basketball. Part of a men's and women's doubleheader here today. The 9th-ranked West LA Wildcats in town, 4-0 on the conference season, leading the Western States South Conference, 13-3 overall on the year. Should make a tough test for COC, who's kind of had an up-and-down season so far this year. Howard Fisher's squad right now sitting in 5th in the Western States Conference, 1-2. Lost their last game out against Citrus, 101-76 on the road. Tough outing for the Cougars. And they've been up and down over the last 10. They're 5-5, have traded wins and losses over that stretch. Only 2 times have the Cougars won back-to-back games this year. And that came early on in the year when they started the season on a 3-game winning streak. Then it had back-to-back wins in November, and since then have just traded wins and losses down the line. We said 5-5 over the last 10. Part of the problem for the Cougars has been the search for the 3-ball. 6+ three-pointers made in 5 straight games, which is an uptick. But opponents are shooting 50% from downtown, while the Cougars just 35% from beyond. And that's created a bit of a problem as they also search for some depth as well. Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos have been the go-tos for College of the Canyons so far this year. But they need the likes of Jimmy Galgano, Dylan Griffin, Zion Caston, Quincy Arms, and others to really step up and create offensively to take some of the pressure off those two guys as we are nearly ready to go, just waiting on the opening tap. For West LA, they start with Justin Williams, Eithbert Anam, Khalifa Mohammed, Benjamin Ramirez, and Miles Lofton. The starting 5 for the Cougars: Dylan Griffin, Andrew Henderson, Jimmy Galgano, Dylan Barrientos, and Zion Caston. West LA in their black uniforms, white trim around the arms and the legs. Cougars in their home whites with some yellow and gold trim in there, or some blue and gold trim in there as well as the opening tap. Won by COC, and we are underway. As Henderson with the basketball on the near side, he's the leading scorer for the Cougars, averaging 19.1 on the season. As he gets it to Galgano, rhythm 3 to open the game is good. And right off the hop, the Cougars get a 3-pointer from Galgano and have an early 3-0 lead. We talked about COC needing to hit the 3-ball right just a few moments ago, and right off the hop, Galgano gets things started. So 3-0 Cougars, and a foul on COCs. West LA came into the front court. Wildcats trying to go up, and that one's going to be a tie-up, and it'll be West LA basketball as Williams was blocked by Galgano, who went up with him and came down back to the floor with both hands on the ball, and Galgano a hand on the ball as well. So an early possession arrow change. Wildcats will bring it in. Wildcats this year don't really have one guy that lights up the scoreboard. They're very deep and do a lot by committee. So on the inside, Lofton couldn't put it home. Rebound taken by Anam. His putback no good. Then a 3-pointer on a kick out by Mohammed misses. But the Wildcats continue on the offensive pressure. And a blocking foul going to be called against Dylan Griffin as Justin Williams went up, tried to lay it up, went over the top of Griffin, but drew the block. As you look at the Wildcats this year, Roy Clark, who's on the bench, Matthew Mays, who starts on the bench. Those are the only two guys averaging over 10 points a game this year for West LA. Elijah Charles on the bench at 5.9, and you look the rest of the way, everybody under 6, 7, 8, 9 points. But it's been very deep for the Wildcats as Williams knocks down the first, a 67% foul shooter this year. And they can go deep into the bench as well. It's interesting, Clark not starting, Dylan Young not starting, Matthew Mays not starting as Williams knocks down both. Those are the guys that take the load minutes-wise, all of them up over 22 minutes a game. Put all three on the bench to start here in this first of a doubleheader, men's and women's basketball between West LA and College of the Canyons. As Galgano drove and missed. Rebound was pulled down by Anam. And then a travel going to be called against Williams as he wanted to throw it ahead and picked up his dribble and ended up traveling. Howard Fisher, the head coach of the Cougars in his 22nd season on the Canyons bench. Cougars 9-6 this year. As we said, started the season off well with 5 wins in their first 6 games, but have just traded wins and losses since the end of November. Henderson, a jumper from about 18 is good. Nice shot from Andrew Henderson that time, the leading scorer for the Cougars. Who, along with Dylan Barrientos, have really been the dangerous two guys for COC offensively. So wild shot put up by Mohammed did not go. Rebound to the Cougars. They'll run the floor back the other way. Caston score it and the foul. He will go to the line. As the foul going to be called against Justin Williams. Didn't quite get his feet set. And a nice play on a fast break by Zion Caston on a good pounce pass from Jimmy Galgano, and the Cougars a 7-2 run here to open up. Caston 70% from the line, knocks the free throw down, 3 points up on the board, and it's a 6-point Cougar lead, 8-2, just underway, only 2 minutes into the first half. Wildcats will drive. Muhammad went up for a one-handed jam and missed it, hit the rim. Cougars back the other way. Griffin three-pointer from the wing, no good. Missed it off the right-hand side. Wildcats want to run the floor back the other way. Williams will drop it off to Muhammad, who almost had that one-handed jam a few moments ago. This time a turnaround jumper is good. Khalik Muhammad showing off his athleticism here early on. Barrientos wanted to drive, will get it back to Galgano. He'll try and drive, puts up a little right-handed hook in the lane, no good. Got his own rebound, put back, no good as well. Henderson trying to fight for the rebound along with Annam, and it'll be a tie-up, and the Cougars will have the possession arrow and go back to work. Kobe White getting up off the bench. He'll come into the game. Take over for Khalifa Muhammad. Muhammad going to head over to the athletic training staff, maybe bleeding from the lip. That might be why he had to come out. Cougars will go back to work as Griffin with the basketball in the near wing, up top to Galgano. Got it over to Henderson. Henderson trying to work one-on-one against Annam. Still trying to slip loose, gets double teamed in the lane, kicked it to Zion Caston, whose jumper from 15 is good. Shot from Zion Caston right at the foul line. And then on the other side, Williams drives, scores it, and the foul. You see West LA wants to run. And it makes sense, they average 82 points a game. That's 18th best in California this year, averaging just about 80 in conference play. Is Henderson going to come off? As 2 fouls already early on Andrew Henderson, so he'll be to the bench for a while at this point. So Cougars will have to get it done without their highest scoring offensive weapon. Put more of the onus on the likes of Barrientos, who has the basketball working on the offensive side. Cougars will kick to the corner. Galgano, 3 is good, and Galgano is red hot to start from 3. 2 for 2 from downtown. It's a steal by the Cougars. Barrientos back the other way, drives, counted, and the foul. White couldn't get his feet set, was inside the restricted area. And Barrientos, who averages 12 a game for the Cougars, puts it in. And the Cougars have a chance to put it to a 9-point lead here. The 71% foul shooter at the line. No good from Barrientos as it rattled in and out. Back the other way comes Williams for West LA. He'll stop it up. Ramirez back over to Williams, working against Barrientos. Drives, put one up. Had it partially blocked by Corwin Smith, who's fresh into the game, and then Smith knocked it out of play. So it'll be West LA basketball. Annam on the inside, tried to scoop it under the basket, didn't get it to go. Galgano with the long rebound will run it ahead, right to the basket. And he just kind of fell down and lost the basketball as he tried to go up, was trying to draw a foul and just did not have it there. So 15-7, Cougars in front, 16:01 to go here in the first half. So far, Williams with 5 leading the way for West LA. Galgano with 6 leading the way for the Cougars. As a floater in the lane from Ramirez is good. Cougars quickly back up the other way. Good pass from Caden Arnold into the corner. Galgano, three is good. His third three of the ball game. And we talked about it pregame, the Cougars struggling to shoot the three ball at times this year, just shooting 31% on the season. But Galgano 3 for 3 from downtown. And the lead is 9 for COC. Williams drives and is fouled by Arnold and will go to the line. Has not been the strong point for COC this year. Just 6.6 threes made per game on average. That's 63rd in California. They only take 20 a game as Williams misses the first of two, which is 53rd in the state. So, I mean, you talk about a team that just doesn't take a lot of threes, not known for their three-point shooting. But early on today, Jimmy Galgano lighting up the board. Already 3 for 3 from downtown. 9 points in the ball game. Takeaway from West LA. They get it inside. Good pass to find Conlon. And a timeout on the floor. 20-12 the score. COC in the lead, 14:53.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Cougars in front, 20-12. 14:53 to go here in the first half. Been the three-point shooting has been the story early on. Cougars 3 for 4 from three-point. Wildcats have yet to try a three-pointer. They come out with a pressure defense trying to trap Barrientos, who needs to get rid of it and instead throws it away. Mays with the steal, ahead to Williams, pass on the inside, and a lay-in for Kalik Mitchell on the fast break, and a steal right out by Annam. He'll dump it off inside, and Arnold with a comeback block on Dylan Young to save a quick 4-point run for West LA. Young to bring it in. Inside Mitchell, right to the rack, and lays it in. So a 4-0 run for the Wildcats has cut the lead down to 4. Barrientos draws the foul. You can score the basket, and he'll go to the line. Barrientos, another good play driving to the bucket. He's now got 6. And he's 3 for 3 from the floor here early on. All 3 have been inside the painted area as Corwin Smith checks out. Jimmy Galgano back into the game. Barrientos will go to the line. Misses the foul shot. Cougars had everybody pretty much backed off. 6-point lead. Mitchell driving right to the basket. Travel is going to be called on Mitchell. Thought he had an easy lay-in. Instead, it's a turnover. The Cougars will take back control. Barrientos will bring it up the floor, working against Dylan Young. Has space, will put up a 3. Didn't get it to fall, was just short. As Young, with a late close, put enough pressure on Barrientos to challenge the shot. Here's Young again, will spin it to Mitchell. Wants to drive, now falls over, but a foul going to be called against Zion Caston. Already the 5th foul on COC here in the first. Williams will float it high in the air to get it to Mitchell, working one-on-one with Caston just outside the painted area. Drives in, throws it up with the right hand. Didn't get it to fall. Caston pulls down the board and will outlet ahead to Dylan Griffin. Griffin bounce pass. Galgano under the basket lay-in is good, and Galgano in double figures with 11. Leading the way for the Cougars. As the lead back up to 8. Galgano just 3 for 11 from 3 in his last 4 games, but already 3 for 3 today. As a three-pointer from Mays is short. Cougars try and run the fast break back the other way. Galgano able to come down with it. Good pass to Dylan Griffin, wide open underneath the basket. And the Cougars with a 10-point lead, 26-16. And a whistle for another player bleeding. Looks like it's Kalik Mitchell this time, bleeding on the arm. That was a timeout, but it was not, so we'll go back to work. Dylan Young will walk it up the floor, and the Cougars with a 10-point lead, 26-16. 12:43 to go here in the first half. Young, 3, strong. Rebound, Barrientos. See Skies alone to rip it down, and will outlet ahead to Griffin. Griffin and Arnold play catch. Now Griffin looking. Arnold, near side, Barrientos. Wants to drive against Enum. Back to the basket. Picks up his dribble. Now Galgano. Over to Arnold, wanted to put it on the floor, working against Mays with 5 to shoot, and then Mays fouls him. As Arnold falling down to the floor. So the Cougars will get a reset here. And going to be a technical foul going to be called against Anthony Jones here. So Galgano will step up to take the foul shot. It's a 68% foul shooter. Knocks down the first. Second rattles out. There's still a lot of talking going on. Anthony Jones has been walking up and down the sideline for West LA, saying a lot to the official on the near side, and there's been a lot of head shaking and arm movements. Not sure what is going on, but there's some unhappy folks on the floor. As Arnold, a jumper out of the inbound is good, and then fouls Dylan Young running back up the floor. But the lead now 13 for the Cougars. Arnold going to check out. Cameron McCray going to come in. It's Joseph Anderson with the ball. Thought about passing it to Mays, and it slipped out of his hand. Got lucky it went right to Mays anyway. As Young drives, and a foul underneath the basket going to be called against West LA. Actually, I think it was just a 3-second violation called against West LA. So another turnover on the Wildcats. Cougar lead is 13, 29-16. Barrientos up the floor. Anderson pokes it out of his hand. It'll stay with COC. Barrientos will get a break here. As Gregorio checks in for him. He'll work against Dylan Young. McCray on the near side, back to Gregorio, who will bring it out to the center circle. 8 to shoot for the Cougars here. As Arms will put it on the floor, wanting to drive, and a carry going to be called against Quincy Arms. And a turnover right back the other way on COC. gets to work into the offensive end. Jumper attempt no good. COC will regain control here. Cougars will go back to work. Galgano inside McCray under the basket, and a travel going to be called against McCray. Score still 29-16, 10:45 to go here in the first half. Anderson bounce pass inside to Mays, who works his way underneath the bucket and puts it in. Good work from Matthew Mays. His first bucket of the day. Lead now 11 for COC. Largest lead has been 13 so far. Galgano three-pointer. Little heat check from him. No good that time. Is too much on it. Clark will just quickly run it back the other way. Gets it to Dylan Young. Wing three. Too much on it. Rebound from Clark under the basket, and he's fouled and will go to the line. Foul going to be called against Corwin Smith. Wildcats in the bonus will shoot foul shots for the remainder of the first half. And we're only halfway in. First of two from Clark, who's a 75% foul shooter, is good. Second there as well. Cuts the lead back down to 9. 29-20, Cougars in front. Wildcats in a soft full court press here. Smith will need to dribble it up across the floor, goes behind his back, and gets it to McCray. Now Barrientos back into the game. Galgano on the near side in the corner. Up to McCray with 7 to shoot, wants to put it on this floor, spins, puts up a little jumper, didn't get it to fall. And Smith going to be called for an over-the-back foul as he pulls down Matthew Mays. It's going to be the second on Corwin Smith, and it will send Mays to the line. And it'll send Corwin Smith to the bench. Mays, a 62% shooter from the line. Shoot 1 and 1 here. Makes the first. So far, Galgano with 12. Barrientos with 6. Caston with 5. And then Arnold, Griffin, Henderson all with 2. As Mays makes both. Cougars home run pass on the outlet to Barrientos. Little scoop under the basket and gets it to fall. And an offensive foul on the other side as McCray draws it. The foul goes against Joseph Anderson that time. He'll check out. Gavin Davis will come in. And the Cougar lead is 9. For West LA, Justin Williams with 6. Matthew Mays and Kalik Mitchell with 4. Then Clark, Anam, Mohammed, and Ramirez all with 2 here in the ball game. 31-22, COC in front. Arms with the basketball. Will pull up into a three-pointer. No good. Off the iron and back the other way. Young will speed it into the front court. Bounce pass to Mays. Gets it right back to Young. Up top to Clark. Deep three. Late closeout from Caston, but was enough to make him miss. But the board ripped down by Davis on the inside. He puts it back in. Arms one-on-one with Davis. Now Galgano will work it back up to the front court. Now Barrientos wanted to work back towards the center of the floor. Instead got it to Arms. Now McCray, little stutter step, kicks back. Barrientos got a man in the air. Kicks it back. Galgano three-pointer from straight away is good. The fourth three of the ball game for Galgano, and the Cougar lead is 10 once again. Little showtime look from Young to Mays that was just over the head of Mays. The Cougars come down with it and back the other way. Barrientos will put up a three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mitchell as he and Caston went up for it. Mitchell able to get it and outlet it to Young. Onto the far side to Clark. Clark looks a little gassed here. So get it back to Young, over to Mitchell working against Caston. Couldn't get it to fall, but then is fouled on the rebound by McCray. It's the first foul on McCray. Mitchell at the line, a 63% foul shooter, misses the first. So it'll bring Galgano to the bench as Dylan Griffin gets him a spell. Mitchell splits him. So the Cougar lead back to 9. Barrientos back to work for COC. To Griffin. Slashes into the lane. Bounce pass out to Caston. He'll pop from 18. No good. Too strong. Rattled off the iron and out. Davis back the other way for West LA. Will stop it up just in front of the COC bench and sling it back to Young into the center of the floor. Mismatch on the inside with Mitchell against Arms. Wildcats can't take advantage of it. Instead, Young will drive. Too strong on the floater. Rebound off of Griffin and out, so it'll be West LA ball, and they'll only have 7 to shoot. Inbound to Clark. 5 to work here. Going one-on-one with Arms. Drives baseline, puts it up, gets it to rattle in. Good athleticism from Roy Clark that time. Floated in the air and was able to put up a jumper with a few Cougar bodies around him. Here's Griffin. Wanted to spin it inside to Caston. Was taken away by Kalik Mitchell. He'll run it up the floor. Gets it to Young. Wants to drive baseline. Tried to send it into the middle. Good defense by Arms. And the Cougars want to run the fast break back the other way. But the pass from Caston not strong enough. Cougars get lucky, though, as Mitchell slipped and fell and touched the baseline. And the Cougars are going to take a timeout. 34-27, 6:14 to go. COC in front. We'll take a break.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Cougars out in front 34-27. 6:14 to go here in the first half. COC shooting 60% from the floor here early on. 14 of 23. And that is, and 4 of 8 from downtown, and that has been the difference in the game so far. Wildcats just 9 of 23 and 0 of 4 from 3 here early on. Done a good job getting to the line, though, has West LA today. Already 11 foul shots, just 5 for the Cougars, and that's a bit of a change for COC. Usually it's the Cougars who are the team that get to the foul line early and often. So far this year, COC almost 25 foul shots a game on average. That's third in the state of California. As Caston under the basket couldn't get it to go. As he hit the bottom of the backboard, Mays will run it back ahead to Clark in the corner, who will throw it into the middle. Mitchell working against Caston. Too strong on the layup attempt. And then a foul going to be called against COC under the basket will send Mitchell back to the line. Foul's going to go against Barrientos, his first. So we're saying COC this year, 24.5 foul shots a game is third most. West LA, they get to the line 22 times, which is 14th best. So Mitchell makes the first. Both teams shoot right around 69%, which is in the top 40. Not great, but not awful. Mitchell makes them both. Lead down to 5. Cougars led by as much as 13. And have done most of the work with Andrew Henderson on the bench, who so far today has only had a couple of minutes of action. Just 7 total, as he's got 2 fouls and has been on the bench since about the 13-minute mark. Barrientos drives, scoops with the left hand and scores. Barrientos now in double figures with 10. Mitchell, foul line jumper is good, and Kalik Mitchell starting to heat up. He's in close to double figures with 9 now. So he keeps West LA within 5. Cougars spread it out, way out high. Opting to slow things down. Griffin with 10 to shoot will get it to Barrientos. Will have to work off the Caston screen. Kicks it, arms, 3 from the corner, no good. Mitchell able to pull down the rebound. And outlet over to Dylan Young. Over to Clark, good extra pass, finds Matthew Mays, easy two-handed flush. And the Cougar lead is down to 3. It's a one-possession game here late in the first half. Arms against Young. Deep jumper, short the whole way, and then he fouls Roy Clark trying to get to the rebound, and Clark will go to the line and shoot 2 foul shots. So the Wildcats seem to have worked out the problems. Maybe a little bit of a bus leg situation coming up early on a Saturday for a 3 p.m. game. Seem to have found their rhythm, and with that foul shot, it's a 2-point lead. Clark can make it a 1-point game. Makes them both. Just like that, 36-35. Cougars in front. But West LA charging here. Shot no good from COC. Wildcats trying to take the lead. And a travel going to be called under the basket on Matthew Mays. A 9-2 run here for West LA. Three-pointer from McCray is good. And the Cougars stay hot from beyond. Have pushed the lead back up to 4 with 3:20 to go here in the first half. Davis drives, floater, rattles off the rim, off the backboard and in. Good work from Davis to keep West LA within 1 possession. Barrientos kicks, McCray, 3, no. Davis, rebound, a chance to tie or take the lead for the Wildcats. Little showtime look for Mays, came down with it. Throws it over to Davis. He'll pop a jumper, no good. off the iron. Mitchell went down to the floor as he was battling on the inside. Got up a little slow, but looks like he's all right. Now McCray will put up a three, and it's good. Back-to-back threes for McCray. And just like that, the Cougars have pushed the lead back up to 5. Young, bounce pass, Davis. Thought about a step back, instead got it to Young. Wildcats still without a three-pointer in the ball game. It's Davis, little scoop shot. Is good from just inside the painted area. It's back to a three-point lead. McCray looking for another one, this time flat and short. Once again, the Wildcats an opportunity to tie the game. Mitchell will drive, no good. Got his own rebound. Mays gets it under the basket. He's fouled. You can score it though, and he'll go to the line to try and tie it up at 42. Foul going to be the second on Galgano. He'll come off the floor with 1:49 to go. And Mays can tie this thing up at 42. Makes the foul shot, and we are even. 42 all, 1:48 to go here in the first half. Cougars led by 13 at one point, but that has since evaporated as we are even up. Fresh ball game here late in the first. Mitchell with a steal. Stripped Barrientos, dumps it back to Mays, and he finishes with a one-handed flush. And the Wildcats have their just first lead of the ball game. With 1:35 to go is when the bucket was made. Caston, though, evens it back up at 44 all. Now, if you're COC, you've got to go back to work. The defense was solid early on. But the Wildcats have found their legs. Three-pointer on the way from Mitchell, no good. Griffin able to pull down the rebound. Wildcats thought he stepped on the end line, but did not. Now, a steal by Mays and a foul 45 feet from the basket on McCray. So Mays will go back to the line here. Misses on the first, was short, kind of out of rhythm, fell out of the shot. Take a look at the second here to try and give West LA a 1-point lead. It's 45-44. 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Barrientos into the front court. Clark gonna get called for a reach. Cougars not in the bonus though, so they'll just have to inbound. Nine-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here. His arms wanting to drive, goes to the basket. Wild shot was short and underneath the rim. So the shot clock now off. West LA can play for the final shot. And we'll take at least a 1-point lead into the half. Mitchell kicks out. Davis gonna be called for a travel. Never mind, maybe not. 3.8 to go. And the Cougars can try and get a last-second shot off here. Instead, they just throw it away. Half-court chance from Clark is short, so West LA will take a 45-44 lead into the break. 20 minutes in the books, second half. West LA leads COC 45-44 after 20 minutes of play. Look at some of the first half stats here from the Cougar cage. COC 18 of 34 from the floor, 52.9%. West LA 15 of 34, 44%. The Wildcats 0 for 5 from 3 compared to 6 of 14 for the Cougars. The difference, though, outside of the three-point line has been the foul line. The Wildcats to the line 18 times in that first half, made 15 of 18 foul shots, just 5 free throws for the Cougars in the first half. Everything else pretty much close. Wildcats doing a better job on the board, actually, out rebounding the Cougars. Plus 13 is West LA right now, 23-10. And they've got 33 bench points so far today. Points in the paint pretty even, 18-16 in favor of West LA. Wildcats 11-2 second chance points, but steals, assists, all pretty tight. Points off turnovers as well, and turnovers all right about even. For West LA, leading the way, Matthew Mays with 12 points, then Kalik Mitchell with 9, Roy Clark and Justin Williams with 6. For the Cougars, Jimmy Galgano with 15, 4 of 5 from 3. Yeah, an excellent first half from downtown. Beliantos with 10, McCray with 6, Caston with 5, and Dylan Griffin with 4. Cougars should get Andrew Henderson back here in the second half. He pretty much sat the entire first half, only played the first 7 minutes before having to sit down with 2 fouls. And so he's only had 2 points so far here today, as the Wildcats will start with the basketball as we go back to work here in the second half. Let's get pass inside. Lofton wanting to work. Instead, we'll throw it into the backcourt. And it'll be a backcourt violation against West LA, so a turnover here early on. It'll be COC basketball. Just underway second half if you're just joining us. Cougars led by 13 at one point in the first half, but the Wildcats have found their legs and tightened it down, but COC back out in front. Now's Corwin Smith with the jumper, his first bucket of the day. That's a 1-point Cougar lead. Mohammed with the basketball for West LA. Had that one tipped as he tried to get it to Williams. Now we'll get it over to Annam, who will drive, tried to lay it in, couldn't get it to go. Henderson tips the rebound to himself and will run it back the other way. Nearly had it stripped from behind. It's tied up on the floor. Arrow with COC, it'll be Cougar basketball. Good comeback defense from West LA that time to force the tie-up. We'll get a substitution as Matthew Mays will check back in to take over for Miles Lofton. It was limited in the first half. Lofton, just 6 minutes, didn't have a bucket. Smith off the inbound, a jumper is short. Mohammed pulls down the rebound and runs it back up the floor, working against Henderson. Little floater, no good. Henderson able to pull down the rebound and will dribble out of trouble into the front court. Onto the near side wing, Henderson. Trying to get to work as he's been quiet so far today. Smith going to be called for an offensive foul as he runs right over the top of Justin Williams. It's going to be the 3rd foul on Corwin Smith. So neither team in rhythm here early on in this second half. Adam with the basketball, and Smith going to be called for his 4th foul away from the basket. It's going to go as he was tied up with Matthew Mays. And that's going to force Caston back onto the floor. Two quick fouls on COC here in the second half. Cougars have already been called for 15 fouls in the ball game. So Williams underneath, got it to rattle home. And a technical foul going to be called against Williams. Will send the Cougars back to the line. Andrew Henderson will go to the line, 72% from the free stripe this year. Makes the first. Ties the game up at 47. And gives the Cougars a 1-point lead, 48-47. And COC will have the basketball and a chance to extend the lead here a little bit more. Bounce pass, Galgano to Henderson, and he'll get to the line. Good pass from Galgano as the initial feed from Barrientos inside, and Galgano behind his back. Little bounce pass off the floor. And back-to-back trips to the line for Andrew Henderson. One off a technical, this time off of a drive to the bucket. As you can see, the Cougars definitely want to get him started. First, rattles home. Cougars only Zion Caston up ready to rebound here as they've backed everybody else off. Henderson knocks them both down, though, with the Cougars now with a 3-point lead, 50-47. Not even 2 minutes into the second half. Williams working against Henderson on the near side, excuse me. Wanting to try and jab it into the middle. Instead, we'll kick it back. Ramirez, 3, no good. Long rebound pulled down by Williams. Nearly threw it away as he tried to throw a wild pass over to Mays, and Caston got a hand on it and tipped it out of play. Williams will send everybody off. He wants to go one-on-one with Griffin. Instead, we'll kick it outside. Three-pointer no good for Muhammad, but a rebound from Adam inside. Score it and send him to the line. Foul's going to be on Dylan Griffin. His second of the day. And Adam can tie the game up at 50 all. Misses on the free throw. Muhammad pulled down the rebound but had it tipped out of his hands. Griffin then running up the floor is fouled. As Adam going to be called for the foul coming back. Caston will go baseline. Off the inbound, dumps it off to Henderson, and he'll get back to the line again. As he was tight to the backboard and was able to go up and draw a foul. This one gonna go against Khalifa Muhammad this time. We'll send Henderson to the line once again, who's only had one field goal attempt today, but has 7 points as he's 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. Rattles the second home. Cougars back in front by 3. So Williams will get into the front court in the half-court set. Over to Roy Clark. Out of Mays, drives, throws it up, and a blocking foul going to be called against Henderson. And it'll send Mays to the line. Going to be a third on Henderson here. Mays misses on the first. Caden Arnold will come back in as Zion Caston comes off the floor. Second from Mays is good, so 52-50, Cougars in front. Barrientos will bring it up the floor for COC. Henderson with 3 fouls working against Clark. Step back jumper from deep is good. Just like that, Andrew Henderson in double figures with 10 points once again. And you can see why he's 22nd in the state of California in points per game, averaging 19.1. Foul going to be called against Caden Arnold that time. For COC, Galgano with 15, one off a season high of 16. She did against Chafee. Barrientos with 10, his 11th game in double figures this season. Henderson with 10, it's his 13th game in double figures this, or excuse me, his 14th game in double figures this year. And back-to-back games with 10 or more, as he had 12 against Citrus the other night. I think it's actually 3 straight, as I'm pretty sure he was in double figures against Antelope Valley as well. As Mays at the line knocks down the first. Mays leading the way with 14. 8th time this year he's had 10 or more points for West LA. Make it 15 as he knocks it down. It's a 2-point lead once again for COC, 54-52. 16:30 to go here in the ball game. Henderson, block extended on the near side. We'll put it on the floor. Tries to back down his man. Now we'll throw it over to Griffin. Griffin stops and pops from 13, no good. And then Henderson going to be called for a foul and a rebound. That's going to be the 4th to Henderson. He's going to have to go to the bench most likely, as Adam went down hard. Looks like he's all right. So we'll put Andrew Henderson on the bench once again. So it's been a short go for Henderson today. Cougars still with a 2-point lead. Just 11 minutes of playing time so far. It's been in foul trouble for most of the ball game. Good drive that time from Benjamin Ramirez. Cut himself back to the middle of the floor and ties the game at 54. Galgano, who's been quiet in the second half, face up against Mays. Jumper over the top, no good. Tip rebound pulled down by Annam, and then he's fouled by Arms. Already the 7th foul on COC. And we're going to shoot foul shots the rest of the way for West LA. 1-1 here. Eastburn Annam going to go to the line. 70% foul shooter this year. Shooting a 1-1. Misses on the first. Arnold able to pull down the rebound. The Cougars will go to work offensively. Arms one-on-one against Ramirez. Cuts back to his right. Spins in the paint. Little jumper from just inside the foul line is good. About a 10-footer. And Arms has his first field goal of the ball game. It's 56-54 COC. Ramirez 3, no good. It's too strong and then went off the poles that hang down above the basket. So it'll be COC basketball. West LA is yet to make a 3-pointer in the ball game. 0 for 7 today. They average about 7 3-pointers made per game. Barrientos will put up a 3 from straight away. It's good. And the Cougar lead extended once again up to 5. Athletic move from Roy Clark. It's from almost the foul line, lays it in. Train buckets on both sides. COC a 9th-ranked West LA. And a tight one here with 14:15 to go. Foul going to be called against West LA. Going to go against Benjamin Ramirez. Fouls have been lopsided. COC with 20 fouls in the ball game. West LA with just 10. Cougars have only shot 11 foul shots today to 24 for the Wildcats. And a foul before the ball gets inbound as Annam trips up Caden Arnold. And so just like that, the next foul will put COC in the bonus. Barrientos gets it into McCray. Barrientos now on the near side wing as the ball worked back around to him. Looking to drive, instead will kick to Galgano. 8 to shoot for the Cougars here. That one nearly stripped by Williams, stepped into the passing lane. Cougars will keep possession of the ball. Arms will get it into McCray. 5 to shoot for COC. McCray will need to think about putting one up. Will put up a three-pointer, missed everything. And a shot clock violation on the Cougars. Three-point COC lead, 59 to 56. Williams throws up a wild shot that hit the backboard, but nothing else. Cougars back the other way. Galgano fouled running up the floor, and he'll go to the line for a 1-on-1. Block foul going to be called against Clark. First of the 1-on-1 is good from Galgano, who's matched his season high of 16. And has eclipsed his season high. 17 points for Jimmy Galgano, leading the way for COC. And the lead is 5 once again for the Cougars. Mitchell drives off glass and good. Tried to draw the foul, but did not get it. Mitchell now in double figures. On the other side, Barrientos is fouled and will go to the line. Barrientos misses the first. Gotta make your foul shots if you're COC. You haven't had many opportunities today. Arms and McCray off the floor. Arnold and Griffin back in. Dylan Young back in as well. Barrientos splits them. Lead now 6. Clark over to Young, the guard out of Gardena. Sophomore season. Gets it back over to Clark. Lost the handle, but got it to Annam. Good extra pass from Mitchell inside to a wide open Roy Clark, who gets an easy bucket. Clark now in double figures with 10. Mays with 15, Mitchell with 11, and Clark with 10 for West LA. For the Cougars, Galgano with 17, Barrientos with 14 as he missed a three-pointer. Henderson on the bench with 10 and 4 fouls. Here's Mitchell. Chance to tie the game for West LA as they trail by 2. Wanted to skip it inside. Almost hit Zion Caston in the face, and I think Caston did a good job just to get his hands up in the air to make sure that didn't pop him. It's unfortunate that he couldn't keep a handle on it, as that was zipped in there pretty hard by Kalik Mitchell. So Young will bring it in, throws it way back out high to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Clark, who slips Galgano, goes around Barrientos and lays it in. And we're even at 62 all, 12-10 to go here in the second half. If you're just joining us, you've missed a good one so far as Jimmy Galgano with another three. His sixth of the ball game, his fifth of the ball game. He's got 20 points to lead the Cougars, and they're back into a 3-point lead. Mitchell foul driving, foul gonna go against Galgano. COC led by 13 in the first half, but that evaporated late in the half. Actually, that foul's gonna be against Zion Caston. But have been able to stay close with West LA ever since. The Wildcats made a late charge in that first half, took their first lead late in the first half, but Cougars have battled back and stayed with it. Lead by a point as Mitchell makes both foul shots. A good upset for COC against a top 25 team instead of turnover here. And showtime for Roy Clark as he goes up with the right hand and slams it home. And West LA back in front, 66-65. Barrientos working against Young out high. Cougars with 4 high. Now Galgano wanting to drive to the basket. Blocked from behind, got it back. Blocked from in front this time by Annam. And back the other way comes Mitchell. Had it stripped by Caden Arnold, who will run back the other way for COC. Arnold nearly had it stripped, and it's going to be a reach-in foul on Dylan Young, and it'll send Arnold to the line. And it's actually going to go against Matthew Mays for a push in the back. So Arnold will shoot 1 and 1. Arnold makes the first. Even all at 66. Arnold's second is good as well, so we're trading leads back and forward. 1 point lead for COC, 67-66. Arnold now with 4 in the basketball game. It's Clark, who just had that Showtime slam just a few moments ago, will work with the basketball. Steal by COC is Griffin able to get it, and Barrientos, who initially started it, was able to poke it out of the hands of Clark, gets the finish on the other side. And it's a 3-point Cougar lead. Barrientos now with 16. Young, good dump on the inside to Annam, who gets an easy bucket. See the athleticism from Young, who averages about 3 assists a ball game. He's had at least 1 assist in every game this season. It's an offensive foul going to be called against Corwin Smith. It's going to be the 5th foul on Corwin Smith. Now Howard Fisher outside the coaching box, way out on the floor, asking the official on the near side if he moved and not getting an answer. So with a 1-point lead inside of 10 minutes to go. Cougars 69, West LA 68. Mitchell, good pass inside. Annam with the lay-in. West LA has worked that play a bunch today. Considering the fact the Wildcats have not made a three-pointer and lead by one, you can see why they're one of the best teams in the state this year. Arms three, no good. Mitchell rebound, lost the basketball. Caston takes it, gets it to Griffin, up top to Arms. Mitchell's hurt. Arms three, no good. Galgano trying to crash the board, couldn't pull it down. And Mays will run it back the other way, and a timeout going to be called. There's in a fast break chance for Matthew Mays. And the whistle was because Kalik Mitchell's hurt. Mitchell going to stay on the floor. Anthony Jones not happy with the explanation from the official, and I don't blame him. I would have been angry if I was him as well. And I think they say Kalik Mitchell has to come off since the whistle was for him being injured. So Gavin Davis checks in for him. 1 point lead for West LA. They'll get back to the line once again. As Roy Clark going to head to the line. Wildcats have only led by 2. That's been their largest lead. Foulwoods against Galgano, and actually scored the basket, so the lead is 3. And they get an offensive rebound, but a takeaway from Caden Arnold. So a 3-point lead, that's the largest of the day for West LA. And the Cougars try and work back ahead. McCray, corner 3, no good. Rebound by Mays. So he had inside position against Zion Caston. And the Wildcats can stretch their lead to at least 5 here. Young wanted to drive against Caston. Instead, we'll back it off. Now we'll slip Caston, drives to the basket. Didn't get it to fall. Tip rebound found its way to Matthew Mays, who will go to work. Mays to Davis. Davis will slow things down. Roy Clark calling for it, will get it. Work outside against McCray. Over to Davis against Arnold. Floater off glass, no good. Offensive foul called against Eastburn Annam. As he ran over the top of one of the Cougars under the basket trying to crash the boards. COC ball, 72-69, West LA. Largest lead of the day for the Wildcats. Barrientos stripped, but Young stepped on the baseline, so we'll stay with COC here. Canyons trying to get back to work. Remember, we'll have women's basketball between College of the Canyons and West LA. We'll right after this one, COC. As Caden Arnold with a nice little scoop shot from the lane. It's a 1-point game. So we were saying the COC women this year, 14-4, ranked number 6 in California. Working on a 3-game winning streak and are right now 2nd in the conference as Clark with an easy lay-in. Cutting to the basket on a good pass. Cougars go back to work, trailing by 3 again. Barrientos will put up a three, and it's good. Ties the game at 74. Good shot from Dylan Barrientos. And it's a fresh ball game once again. It's been tight since late in the first half. Three-pointer on the other side from Dylan Young. The first three of the game for West LA, and they lead 77-74. Griffin turns it over, was trying to get it to Barrientos, instead taken away by Davis and finished off by Roy Clark. And the Wildcat lead is now 5. Still lots of time left in this one, 6:08 to go. Nice scoring affair, not a lot of defenses. Arnold will put up a late shot clock three, air ball. Outlet from Young to Mays, and a one-handed finish. Make it a 7-point lead now for West LA. And the Cougars look a little shell-shocked here. Foul going to be called against Annam for a reach. Both teams shooting foul shots the rest of the way is each with 10 fouls, so we're in the double bonus. Looks like Galgano and Henderson will come back in. Henderson with 4 fouls will have to be careful on the defensive side, but I think Howard Fisher says, I got to gamble now. As we're trailing by 7. Make it 6. And our leading scorer on the bench. And our leading scorer in the game on the bench as well, as Galgano has been hot today. 6 of 12 from the floor, 5 of 6 from 3. He and Barrientos each with 20 points. It's Barrientos now with 21. Leads everybody on the floor. It's a 5-point West LA lead. Davis will drop it off to Mays. Now to Young, who wanted to drive. Tries to slip Arnold and does, but his lane attempt no good. Rebound pulled down by Henderson. And the Cougars will go back the other way. Caston, Arnold, bounce pass back to Caston. Off glass, no good. Put back chance from Henderson doesn't fall, but he gets to the line as he's fouled from behind. So Henderson back to the line. Knocks down the first. 7 free throws made today. Make it 8. Perfect from the line. He's now got 12. The lead down to 3. 4:55 to go. Mitchell getting to the table to check back in. It's Clark, good pass, and a two-handed finish for Matthew Mays. Cougars went to double Roy Clark and left Matthew Mays wide open, cutting to the basket, and he had an easy bucket. Galgano three-pointer, no good. That one goes off of West LA and out as Arnold was able to knock it out of the hands of Matthew Mays, and it'll be COC basketball. And I'm going to check out. They'll bring Kalik Mitchell back in, and I would imagine Mitchell goes one-on-one with Henderson to try and get him out of the ball game down on the other side. And a timeout on the floor. 83-78, 4:30. 5-point lead for West LA. Cougars with the basketball, trailing by 5, and they turn it over. Caston trying to get it inside to Caden Arnold. And the Wildcats can slow things down here. Young will throw it to Mitchell, one-on-one with Henderson. Instead he'll get it back to Young. Back to Davis now. To the foul line, and we'll back it off. 6 to shoot here for Dylan Young. It knocked out of his hands by Caden Arnold. Bounce pass ahead to Galgano, and he'll finish with a right hand. Galgano now with 22, and the lead down to 3. Good defense by the Cougars. They'll need to pick up the intensity here on the defensive side. So the Wildcats have had their way here in the second half. Especially inside the paint. It's Mitchell against Henderson. Get it over to Mays. Inside to Clark. And an offensive foul going to be against Roy Clark as he reached around Galgano to get around him. And COC will have a chance to tie or make it a 1-point game. Trailing by 3. With 3:15 on the clock. Galgano, who's been the hot hand today, he's going to be called for an offensive foul. As a push-off with Galgano that time. Third on Galgano. Justin Williams going to come back in for Gavin Davis. So offensive fouls on each side, and it's still a 3-point game. Takeaway by COC. Arnold needs to be careful here. Got it to Barrientos. Barrientos wanted to go inside. It was off of a West LA hand. He's trying to get it to Henderson underneath the basket. Stay with the Cougars here with 23 seconds on the shot clock. 2:45 to go in the game. 83-80 in favor of West LA. Arnold towards the paint, kicks it back. Henderson, 3 to tie. Short. Off the front of the rim. Rebound Williams back the other way. Young drives to the paint. Didn't get it to go, but Mitchell on the follow-up puts it in. And it's a 5-point lead again. Cats just keeping the Cougars at arm's length here. Here's Henderson, 3-pointer, short again. Just out of rhythm both times. That's what happens when you spend a majority of the game on the bench. Just trying to work things out here late. 5-point lead. Wildcats will take it inside 2 minutes here. Young, 7 to work. Tried to spin it inside, but didn't get the ball to skip off the floor properly. So he was trying to work it to Roy Clark. Cougars will bring Dylan Griffin back in to take over for Caden Arnold. Desperately needing a bucket here to get it back within one possession. Barrientos will drop it to Galgano. Leaves it for Griffin. Henderson in the corner. Thought about a drive. Now will drive against Cleek Mitchell. Goes up with the right hand and lays it in. One possession game. 85 seconds to go. Down to the wire this one. As Williams with the basketball to work for West LA. And a timeout going to be called by Anthony Jones. 1:14 to go, 85-82, West LA in the lead. We'll break as well.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
'85-'82, West LA leading COC. 1:14 to go in the ball game. Cougars had a 13-point lead at one point. The Wildcats charged late. West LA basketball. Foul going to be called against COC. It's going to go against Dylan Griffin, and it's going to send Dylan Young to the line. With 1:07 to go. A couple of free throws here can push it to a two-possession game. Young, 65% from the line this year, makes the first. Second is good as well, so back to a 5-point lead. Barrientos. With 60 seconds to go, we'll get it to Dylan Griffin. Wanted to drive, now Griffin will drop it off. Henderson. One-on-one with Williams. Foul line jumper. Good. Nice shot from Henderson. Good stroke and a timeout by COC with 49.3 to go. Lead is still 3 for West LA.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
'87-'84, West LA leading. 49.3 to go. Roy Clark with 20 leading the way for West LA. Matthew Mays with 19. Kalik Mitchell with 15. For the Cougars, Jimmy Galgano with 22. Barrientos with 21. And then Andrew Henderson, who's been limited in action, with 16. Nobody else in double figures. So Williams will bring it in. No fouls to give on either side. Young will send it back up top to Williams. 37 seconds to go in the ball game. West LA can take this one way down. He's now 10 to shoot. Williams drives, goes right to the basket. The finger roll is there. As Galgano has it now. It's back to a 5-point lead. Cougars will need a 3 and a foul. Instead, they'll get to the line as Barrientos is fouled by Kalik Mitchell. So Barrientos to shoot 2. Makes the first. Needs this one to make it a one-possession game once again. Rattles the second home. Cougars need a steal here, so they don't really have fouls to give. Thought they had a travel on Matthew Mays. Instead, they're going to have to foul Roy Clark, and he'll go to the line. The entire building thought that was a travel. Just did not get the call. First from Clark is good, so 2-possession game with 12 seconds left. That would take a miracle at this point for COC. As Clark misses the second, Caston needing to throw it ahead. Williams with a steal, gets it to Mays, who's then fouled. And the athleticism on the defensive side coming through for West LA here late. The 9th-ranked team in California going to survive a scare. COC looked in control early in the first half. But a late charge from West LA, and they're able to hold off the Cougars in the second half. A couple of free throws here from Matthew Mays. We'll put this one in the books. First is no good. It is a 4-point lead, so one more would ice the game. With a 4-point lead, a crazy play with a foul would actually keep us in it, but instead the bucket is good. 5-point lead, Cougars working it ahead. McCray will put up a 3-pointer at the buzzer, no good. And West LA will take it 91-86. They survive the scare from COC and pick up their 14th win of the year for the Cougars. They lose back-to-back games for the first time this year. Dropped to 1-3 in conference play and 9-7 on the season. So that'll do it for us here from the Cougar Cage. We thank you for joining us. Make sure you join us for women's basketball, scheduled for a 5 o'clock start here on the Cougar Sports Network. We hope to see you for that one.